Hello, brothers and sisters. Messenger, Christopher, Spirit World X, the Chosen One. How's everyone doing? It is once again a pleasure to have an opportunity to come back to you with another amazing worldwide paradigm shift clip. And today I would like to give you a little more of an opportunity to see the depth of the deception that is presently going on, not only here in America, but as well over in Africa. I will be discussing how it is there are, of course, to give you a little understanding of the place in quote time that we as human beings are in. We are now in what's called the age of Aquarius. Okay, now in this age, the age of enlightenment, there are many individuals who have been staged at this moment on social media to do everything they can to throw you off course from true redemption. And when I talk about redemption, I'm talking about the redemption of your conscious mind and, well, your conscious collective so-called mind. And now, of course, since January of 2021, I, the Chosen One, of course, I made a YouTube channel, and a few months into my process of uploading videos, Google, who, of course, is part of the controlling apparatus that maintains our banking system, our psycho-social, geopolitical, religious order, our educational systems, and of course, social media. These individuals, realizing that I truly was the Chosen One, they began to censor my channel. At that time, I'd say 3 months into 2021, they started to, as a matter of fact, my picture, this picture of my finite avatar was listed on YouTube. If you would have, typed in "who is the Mahdi," you would have saw my picture, the picture of this face, on YouTube. And of course, once they realized what I was doing on their app, they decided to do everything they can to hijack this redemption process. As a result of them being the three-dimensional in conscious awareness and five sensory in-depth perception corporate hive mind, who of course hijacked not only the purpose of the Gentiles field of conscious awareness existing in this matrix program, but deciding to hijack their pre-programmed purpose in this matrix program. These individuals decided, oh my Lord, this man is attempting to override our decision to override our pre-programmed purpose. So what we have to do is we have to create a defense against him having the capacity to rise. And of course, that defense, it of course can be easily seen throughout social media. You have many individuals who are attempting and have been attempting since 2021 since the time my views started to drop from 30, 40 views a video and 106 or 150 something subscribers to 163 subscribers since 2025, since 2021, and my videos having 1 or 2 views or 3 views. And doesn't make any sense that my videos at the beginning were having 30, 40, 90 views. And of course, they started to, the algorithm started to, of course, manipulate my channel. And now all of my videos have 1 or 2 views. And of course, this is by design. The individuals you're seeing on social media, who are Gentiles, Europeans, Arabs, Indians, and Asians, specifically the European Gentiles, who are advancing in this country, the USA, artificial intelligence, the surveillance state, digital currency. These individuals, they have been using personality types like David Icke. You can look up David Icke on social media. They've been using I can't remember how to say the program, Gaia. They've been using the Gaia network. There it is, the Gaia network. And producing personalities that can be seen on the Gaia network, talking about frequency wars and talking about perception, the perception of the human mind, of consciousness. And all of these individuals up until this point, since the time that my channel was being and is still being censored, have literally been paid to watch my videos, take all of the information out of my videos that is pertinent to our redemption process, recreate their own videos, of course, in real time, and then put fake date and time stamps on their videos as if they were made prior to any of the videos that I've uploaded on YouTube. Just in case, if you run into any of my videos, you would think that, after, when you look up information on spirituality, of course, you're going to, the algorithm is going to upload into your feed other videos that have been produced on spirituality or consciousness. So you will have an opportunity to see these individuals who the algorithms are pushing, while my channel is being censored. Their videos will have date and time stamps, as I said, that will have date and time stamps that show that their videos were uploaded prior to my videos in 2021 up until 2025. The individuals that I'd like you to look out for are Bobby Hemmitt. Now, he's a Jew, a so-called black man. There are African individuals who are also playing a part of hijacking this redemption process. Dr. Mumbai, you can look her up. Over in Africa, there is a individual called the Messiah, the Black Messiah of Africa, who has since 2021 been produced, and he's walking around Africa calling himself the chosen prophet. And while over here in America, you have Louis Farrakhan, who's working against you, brothers and sisters, not for you. And how is he working against you? He's working against you by playing a part of the manipulation that is taking place to bury me and, of course, push push forward into the push forward by the algorithm all of these individuals who have been paid to, of course, maintain nothing but chaos and confusion in regards to your true redemption to Christ consciousness. Bobby Hemmett, Stephen Darby Ministries, Nuri Mohammed, Rashad Jamal, Billy Carson. Let's see who else. I'm going to show you a few of these other individuals I haven't named yet. I'll show you them when I, of course, open up my my tablet here, and you'll have an opportunity to see more of the individuals I'm talking about. A lot of tarot card readers. They are, and a lot of other channels who are, you'll notice that their thumbnail says Chosen One, and if you look at the picture above the thumbnail, you'll see a female with wings, a white woman with wings. You won't, or a black woman with wings, but you'll never see a melanated man with wings. Why? Because these individuals are a part of the great manipulation that is taking place not only here in America, throughout social media and the media apparatus period, but also throughout the world, including especially Africa, with this fake chosen one, Messiah, prophet that is now over there attempting to keep the wool pulled over the African consciousness. Okay, so now that I've given you an opportunity to know what's been going on in regards to hijacking this redemption process, what I want you to know is that these individuals have no capacity to be able to override my progress. Recently, I've uploaded a few videos that have, for the most part, cut these individuals off from having any more access to the enlightenment that I have been delivering. And, of course, with the knowledge that I haven't given these individuals all the knowledge that they thought they needed to hijack this redemption process. That information is coming up soon here on the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show, brothers and sisters, and it's going to blow your mind. Now, when it comes to understanding who you are, what I want you to realize is brothers and sisters, you're not what you see in the mirror. This, and of course, you're neither lost in space. And of course, you didn't come or evolve out of a monkey. Okay, the evolutionary narrative that you have been taught, the Trinity narrative that you've been taught to align your conscious awareness to so that you can contribute your conscious function to the great deception that presently exists on this planet and is leading us all to extinction and artificial intelligent robotic control. This, of course, issue that we have with our own self-destruction has everything to do with who you truly are as a frequency of conscious awareness. And your frequency, if you're a melanated man or woman, is highly electromagnetic. All other frequencies of conscious awareness are non-electromagnetic. Of course, all conscious function exists by, electromagnetic or electrical process and electromagnetic process. And of course, when it comes to the consciousness of the Jews who are the greatest benefactors of this redemption process, and the Gentiles who choose to participate in this redemption process, but especially the Jews. This frequency of conscious awareness that you are in possession of, this field of conscious awareness that you exist by, is actually the co-creator of the male and female avatar that you're in. It's also co-creator of the blue sky above you. It's co-creator of all of the natural cycles. For instance, the cycle of the planet around the sun, the cycles of the different seasons, winter, summer, spring, fall, the menstrual cycle, the cycle of everything that, of course, is in existence by pre-programming and by design. You are co-creator of. Now, I will give you full knowledge of consciousness, how your consciousness functions, and how you, as the co-creator of this matrix program, should be sustaining your survival by a high vibrational sensory depth perception experience through your sensory organs very soon. Now, this is the mind control. This is where mind control truly becomes a weapon in the wrong hands. And those wrong hands presently maintain the manipulation of your mind by not providing you with the knowledge that I'm soon going to avail you to. Okay? So have no fears. The truth is here. And I'm going to make sure, through the guidance of the High Council of the Order of the Crystal Keys, that you have redemption. Now, what I'd like to do at the moment is I'm going to show you one of the individuals that the Gentile Conscious Collective is presently using to drown my progress out while they're censoring my channel. As I said, they are using individuals to come up with anything and everything to hijack this redemption process. This gentleman's name on YouTube is Morgue Official. Now, Morgue Official, of course, he has a video.
Actually, the villain in this.
Morgue Official, of course, has begun creating a compilation of videos. He's telling everyone who watches his videos he has books you can buy. He's been writing these books forever, and he has access to hidden knowledge, and just like Billy Carson has access to hidden knowledge. 19 Keys has access to hidden knowledge, and all of these individuals literally are in total delusion, because if you're not the chosen one that you're looking at, okay, well, the ability for you as just a citizen of this world to access knowledge that has been destroyed at the fall of Egypt, okay, you having the ability to access this knowledge, for some reason now, since 2021, of course, when the big COVID, situation took place. And of course, Google realized the redemption process was underway on their own programming and conditioning medium, the internet. Well, the only way you could have that access to hidden knowledge, of course, is to truly be in this skull here. So, what I want you brothers and sisters to realize is that everything that you're hearing on social media in respect to enlightenment, in respect to redemption of your conscious awareness, is nothing more than a lie, okay? And just a branch of the great deception that you have been under, whether you are a melanated man or woman, a Jew, or an Asian, Arab, Indian, European, or European Gentile, okay? Both of you having two opposing fields of conscious awareness, and there being a purpose for the latter, the Gentile, having that three-dimensional field of conscious awareness and five sensory depth perception. Okay, now what I want to do is go ahead and allow you an opportunity to see exactly what I'm talking about here. By the way, this is for educational purposes only. I want to allow you an opportunity to just hear a few words of this psychopath's, this manipulative Gentile, his spiel. Just a few moments of it, and then I'm going to continue on with the close of this video with some great information for you brothers and sisters in regards to your identity. I'm talking about Jew and Gentile. In regards to your identity and, of course, your coupling, your sensory depth perception stimulation, or sensory depth perception, sensory organ stimulation desire, okay, to go out and find your happiness without any knowledge of who you are. Okay, so please bear with me, and I'll go ahead and get this opened up here so that I can get this out the way. And I want to thank all of you once again for being a part of the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show. I am grateful to still have the opportunity to reach out to all of you and to let you know that you are in grave danger without the truth in this, the final days of your redemption. Okay, here we go. This is for educational purposes only.
What if God is actually the villain and this world is a cosmic prison that's patrolled by evil spirits that feed off your ignorance and fear? That your religion, education, culture, everything was designed to keep you a spiritual slave, asleep and divided, easy to control. And what if I told you there's an ancient gospel that was lost for 1600 years that reveals how to break free and protect yourself from these dark forces? A gospel that says that Jesus didn't come to be worshipped, he came to teach you how to become Christ. And the church, they did everything in their power to bury it. They called it heresy, burned the scrolls. They hunted down everyone who knew the truth. Why? Well, this contains a secret ritual so powerful it can make you invisible to demonic forces. A ritual that reunites your fragmented soul and turns you into a divine being. Sound crazy? This isn't just another edgy YouTube video. This is a battle for your soul. You're not here by accident. And by the end of this, you'll understand why this forbidden knowledge will change your life forever. My name is Morg. I'm an ex-Christian revealing hidden knowledge to wake up the world, and in this video I'm going to show you how evil spirits called archons are ruling your mind, why the god of this world is actually the enemy, not the savior, what this secret bridal chamber ritual really is, and why it makes you immune to spiritual control, and how the Gospel of Philip teaches you not to worship Christ, but to become Christ. Still think this is just a video? This is a war. So if you're brave enough to look behind the curtain, to question everything you were told was holy, and to reclaim your divine power right now and keep watching, because once you hear this, there's no going back. Let's pull back the veil and meet our villains, the Archons. So who are they, and how are they screwing with your mind every single day? Well, this comes from an ancient text called the Gospel of Philip. It was buried for over 1,600 years and rediscovered in 1945 near Nag Hammadi, Egypt, along with dozens of other Gnostic writings. The Gnostics were early Christians who believed that salvation came from inner knowledge, or gnosis, not obedience or belief. They saw the world as a spiritual trap and Jesus as a liberator, not just a sacrifice. And this gospel, it's a manual for defeating the Archons and protecting your soul. See, the ancient Gnostics believed that our world is basically a cosmic hoax, a kind of spiritual prison controlled by evil beings they called Archons. And who's the chief Archon? God. See, in their eyes, a false creator god called the Demiurge and his Archons created our reality as a trap for your soul. This forbidden Gnostic text, the Gospel of Philip, is nothing less than a divine middle finger to the so-called God of this world. It says, the world came into being through a mistake, not divine will or holy wisdom, a mistake, an accident, an incompetent God who meant to make the world perfect and immortal, but botched the whole thing. The one who created it wanted to create it imperishable and immortal. He fell away and didn't get what he wanted because the world wasn't imperishable and the one who created it wasn't imperishable. In other words, the God worshipped by billions today isn't actually God. He isn't even immortal. The world wasn't a creation of a loving God at all, but a lesser being that thought it was the top dog in town. And the Archons are basically like the cosmic prison wardens. They're the original men in black before your soul. They're the rulers of this world. In fact, Archon means ruler. And their job is to keep humanity dumb, docile, distracted. Think of the Archons as the ultimate spiritual trolls. They don't want you enlightened. They want you stupid and enslaved. Why? Because you have a secret within you. And this secret is a truth about what you really are. And they desperately don't want you to find out. But we're gonna blow it all wide open.
Would it be a bad idea if you use our credit card to pay?
Okay, so we can stop right there. And what I want you to do is take an opportunity to look at that individual's video. And of course, the thumbnail on that video, the heading on it is The Dark Truth About Evil Spirits and How to Really Protect Yourself. Okay? Now, of the many different inconsistencies in this gentleman's spill here, in the beginning of his video, he talks about the Archons and how they are the wardens of this prison planet. And of course, if you watch the video, you will hear him at the end of the video tell you that the Archons they exist inside you. So he doesn't say that they exist inside and outside of you. He says they exist inside of you. Okay, at the end of the video. At the beginning, he tells you that the Archons exist outside of you. They're the wardens of a prison planet. That was, of course, a mistake created by the Demiurge and the Archons, or the so-called God of the Bible. And it was a mistake that got botched because it was meant to be for, immortals. And of course, this God realized that, it wasn't immortal. It couldn't be immortal, and none of it makes sense. Okay, the reality is that all of the cycles that are presently being maintained by electromagnetism in this matrix, in this solar system, are by design. The blue sky above you, the sky being blue, of course, that illusion of blue, that is purposed for your electromagnetic conversion as a conscious being, as an infinite conscious being who reincarnates into finite flesh for your sensory depth perception stimulation experience, which all of us, even the animals with their specific field of sensory depth perception and conscious contribution have the opportunity to experience. We are all spirits here, and we all have the capacity to have a sensory depth perception experience that goes way beyond all of the sensory depth perception, sensory organ stimulation experiences that we have been programmed and conditioned to believe will liberate who we are as spirit beings who are infinite, especially if you're Jews. Remember all that. Now, what I want to do is I want to read you a few things that I believe are necessary at the moment for another step in the way of your redemption. Okay? All right, so Morgue Official. As I said, his video is called The Dark Truth About Evil Spirits and How to Really Protect Yourself. Okay, so while Europeans are attempting to, while my channel, of course, here on YouTube is being censored, while the European aspect of the Gentile conscious, three-dimensional and conscious awareness, conscious spectrum are attempting, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. While Europeans are attempting to collapse truths that you and I have been conditioned to in respect to... I'm so sorry. You got to forgive me. My writing sometimes on my receipts. My writing sometimes gets a little confusing. All right. So... okay, I'm sorry, because what I do is I, instead of writing the whole word spirit, I'll write SP, period. And when I do that, is I'm getting on camera trying to talk, I will literally, oh boy, what is that right there? Okay, so while Europeans, in an attempt to hijack this redemption process, are, of course, attempting to collapse truths that you and I have been conditioned to in respect to the spiritual war we are presently maintaining, and in respect to God and the devil, while they're reshaping trade and economies, economic trends, attempting to create artificial intelligence, creating data centers, and rushing to implement CBDC, all right, to sway how you, the Gentiles, think, okay? Individuals in the Jewish community from here to Africa, okay, namely here in America, Louis Farrakhan, 19 Keys, Billy Carson, Rashad Jamal, Stephen Darby, Ministries, Bobby Hemmett, Nuri Mohammed, and many others, Spiritual Soul. These individuals in America are doubling down on fake false religious narratives, like Islam and, the false Christ church that, of course, has been in control of our Gentile world governments and the capitalist democratic processes all over the world, including the Vatican Church, the Catholic Church, okay? You have 19 Keys presently attempting to influence all of you to, as Jews, to push harder so that you can now become rich in and prosperous in this age of artificial intelligence. And even though it hasn't worked for 300 years, you have individuals who are in, melanated men and women, Jews, who would never admit that they're Jews. They're foundational Black Americans. And These individuals are descendants of Africans, but they will never admit that they are Jews. And of course, you will never hear these individuals claim to be anything less than a black Israelite who exists in a country that, of course, where there are people called Jews, and these people are Jews too. You will never hear these people, stop for one moment and say, wait a minute, how can they be Jews and I be Jews? Well, okay, what I'll do is I'll just call myself a black Israelite, and we'll go ahead and continue on the show of manipulation over humanity. Okay? But you will never hear these individuals, speak in regards to any truth in regards to your identity at all. And you will never hear individuals like 19 Keys talk about the value of electromagnetic manifest potential. And why is that? Because he is funded by a non-electromagnetic conscious control apparatus, three-dimensional and conscious awareness, five sensory and depth perception, corporate hive mind, who maintains a low vibrational, non-electromagnetic currency system. Okay? We're going to get into this deeper very soon. So stay tuned. And I hope that I am being that what I'm saying is coming across clear to you, because we don't have much time, brothers and sisters, to demand that we have an opportunity to realign with the truth of the natural order of our collective consciousness, which is infinite, above these finite bodies that we presently exist in. All right? And like I said, if these individuals have the audacity to censor my channel, attempt to hijack this redemption process, well, you must get the damn testicular fortitude, the balls, to stand up and demand an opportunity at your redemption, your true redemption, and to stand against anyone who attempts to defy your opportunity to do that. Well, all I have to say is if you don't, very soon the sky's going to fall, and you don't want it to fall on you, because I can guarantee you I'm going to still continue to stand and be untouchable, even at that time. All right? Now, I'm not here in deception, and I'm not here to deceive you. I am not someone who needs the system for much, okay? The reality is everything this system has is yours and mine anyway, because we're the co-creators of not only the system, but everything the system sustains itself by, whether that's low vibrational, non-electromagnetic currency, okay, or the fruits and vegetables and the animals that the system is sustaining itself by. Okay? So I don't ask for much, nor am I running around chemically dependent and, on destructive fuels like animal products to sustain my survival while I'm telling you not to do that. I don't smoke and destroy my lungs. I don't have to destroy myself to enjoy the sensory pleasure of a piece of tobacco. I can put it in my mouth, taste it, and spit it out. Okay? Marijuana, same thing. I don't use the marijuana plant. However, I used to. And, of course, the best way for you to enjoy that for your standard sensory depth perception stimulation experience, or sensory depth perception sensory organ stimulation experience, brothers and sisters, is just to chew on the leaf or chew on the bud. You shouldn't destroy your lungs to get a sensory organ stimulation experience. That is not what you want to be doing, okay? And by the way, what I'd like you to do is start searching the web for individuals who are producing videos talking about a sensory depth perception and sensory organ experience, stimulation experience. I'd love to, allow you to have an opportunity to see how it is these individuals just keep on going with their hijacking attempt, waiting for me to put out information so that they can create videos to, of course, redirect you away from your redemption and the truth of the new earth, which is soon to be here, by the way, by our waking up, okay? Now, so while all this is going on in America, over in Africa, there is a individual calling himself the prophet, the chosen prophet, the African Messiah. His name I cannot remember, but it's Samofo something. If you go onto YouTube and you type in the African Messiah, I'm sure that his picture or the picture of his avatar, which hides his very corrupted, deceptive field of conscious awareness, electromagnetically misaligned from our authentic Trinity's radio frequency spectrum field of conscious awareness. I'm sure you'll be able to have an opportunity to see what's going on in Africa in regards to my presence on this planet or in this Matrix program at this time. And believe me, these people know. These people who control your psychosocial, geopolitical, judicial, scientific, and religious order are deathly afraid of what I know and what is coming to them as a result of all that they have done and all they're presently doing. So get ahead of the curve and please take my advice. All of my advice is advice that not even I had the capacity to embrace until just a few years ago. All right. And of course, it was just a little over a few years ago that I realized my purpose in this Matrix program at this time. So it's not hard once you have the information that is necessary to sustain the transfer of a low vibrational survival model, identity narrative, to the one that you should have. All right. It really isn't that hard at all. Brothers and sisters, it's all about energy. And you, being the co-creators of all that's around you, you have the greatest potential that exists within any field of consciousness in this matrix. Okay? And of course, everyone else is just complementary to your journey. A journey that, of course, very soon will be aligned. And everyone else in human form does have the opportunity to join this raising of consciousness if they choose. And if they don't, well, all I have to say is that you have made the wrong decision. And you'll find out very shortly here in the final days of our redemption process. So, so the Black Messiah over in Africa is being unleashed on the masses of Jewish, newly renamed African men and women to, while my channel is being censored, create a wall of deception to block your alignment with, as an electromagnetic being, with our authentic trinity's electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum by the process of gaining the proper knowledge to do so. Okay? Now, Morgue Official, in an attempt, let's go back to Morgue Official, the European gentleman I showed you a little bit ago. Morgue Official, in an attempt to play a part in hijacking this redemption process so that Big Corp, three-dimensional conscious awareness, five sensory and depth perception, the corporate hive mind, who desires to override their pre-programmed purpose of existence, which is to reactivate the conscious function of the middle co-creative Christ Yang conscious collective, high and low vibrational conscious frequency aspects, electromagnetic potential, which would realign our conscious function with our Trinity's electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum to supplant self-replicating three-dimensional conscious awareness programmed in conscious function, artificial intelligence. All this while my channel is being censored. Morgue talks about becoming the Christ, having access to banned books. And as I said a little bit ago, how's it possible that this man, a European gentleman who, of course, is a part of the same collective conscience, who not only went to Egypt and erased all of the melanated skin tones off of the hieroglyphics, stole all of the knowledge and wisdom in regards to psychology, electronics, out of the great libraries in Timbuktu, Alexandria Library. How is it that this individual, and of course, by the way, the same conscious collective who established the False Christ Church, the Catholic Church, and decided they were going to omit and hide not only the reality of Yeshua being a melanated man, and of course the birth mother of Christ, the Christ consciousness, which is an infinite field of consciousness presently existing behind your melanated flesh. How it is these individuals. It's amazing how he can find this knowledge when, of course, the history of melanated people has literally, it's kept in vaults in the Vatican. It's hidden from all human eyes so that nothing more than deception can reign throughout our psychosocial structures. Capitalist, democratic, low vibrational currency, identity model, survival model, psychosocial structure. How's it possible that this man is capable of gaining hidden knowledge and now being able to produce it on YouTube? He tells you, he says, this is now a revolution, and it's being unleashed on YouTube by me. No, brothers and sisters, that's nothing more than manipulation and a part of the great deception that's been taking place since January of 2021 on my channel, which was shortly after January 2021 censored, channel Christopher Spirit World X. This is where they're getting all of their desire to enlighten the world, okay? Just to bring you abreast to what's happening so that you aren't swept under the rug, and give these individuals an opportunity to continue on keeping you behind the veil of deception by attempting to present themselves as ones who are capable of bringing you outside of that veil of deception. Don't worry, brothers and sisters. Coming out of the box is not that difficult when you have the guidance that I have. Okay? So, Morgue Official talks about becoming the Christ, having access to banned books, And again, like I said, your whole history was whitewashed and hijacked. Everything about your reality, our reality as infinite conscious beings back in Egypt was hijacked. Then we were enslaved. Then we were sent to different parts of the world to take part in creating the new three-dimensional and conscious awareness, five sensory in-depth perception, sensory organ stimulation experience by helping to create these new and invigorating industrial systems, and these new civilizations that, of course, they tell us are the greatest the world's ever seen. And when they say that, it's only from an inverted place of conscious awareness. It's nothing that should be you should be proud of. Believe me, it isn't. Nothing you should be proud of. So don't get caught up in all of the games of these individuals, because believe me, they are relentless in their desire to keep you under their control. And I am committed to making sure that that doesn't happen. Okay? So stay with me. Now, this man, Morgue Official, you can find on YouTube. He talks about the dividing of your divine masculine and your divine feminine. He talks about Carl Jung. I'm pretty sure that's the gentleman's name. How Jung talked about the shadow and how it is you should embrace your shadow so that you can become a whole spirit. And this is so far away from reality, brothers and sisters, that you're going to be amazed once you hear the final shifts of the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show and the guidance that I have been giving. You're going to be literally done with these people. I can assure you of that. Just like I'm done with them. And I'm confident in that, being done with them. Very confident. Okay? Morgue Official talks about stopping destructive habits. Okay? Without discussing, by the way, how every aspect of our programmed existence is destructive by design. Okay? Mainly in the areas of identity, the evolutionary story that we've been told, in the area of why, the question of why we're here, all right, our diet, the eating of the animal species, literally destroying every aspect of conscious contribution who exist by the same cycles that we exist by, that are participating in the maintaining of our capacity to, as conscious, infinite, electromagnetic beings, having the capacity to have a sustained high vibrational sensory depth perception, sensory organ stimulation experience. And the reality is when you think about your diet, the meat, the cheese, the eggs, the milk, the butter, the blah, 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 all animal products, all things that are made out of animal products. Consider how many individuals are sick from these vices, okay? Consider all the individuals who cannot survive to eat another day or have a low vibrational sensory depth perception, sensory organ stimulation experience, okay, without medication, okay? Consider how many individuals that have died from diabetes, high blood pressure, massive heart attacks, and it's all been due to their diet. And consider how it is, you will literally turn television on and see nothing but advertisements for barbecuing and, getting medicine to make sure that you're capable of going out there and grabbing life by the horns tomorrow. That right there will, of course, if you have a half a mind, you'll be able to surmise that the diet that you're on is not only destructive to all of these conscious contributions that make up the yin conscious aspect of our Jewish multi-frequency yang and yin conscious field, but they also destroy your bodies. And there's a psychological destructive aspect of these things on your psychology, on the way you think, and your hormonal imbalances. I mean, you are literally being hugely deceived into mass self-destruction and extinction. This is what's going on within this psychosocial structure that this individual morgue official says the archons are maintaining. This individual is a part of the mass manipulation. Okay, so. And by the way, I don't want to forget about the industry that's destroying the environment. Okay, the very environment that you need and to sustain your high vibrational survival model. Okay, this man has no capacity to talk about the natural sensory depth perception, stimulation through sensory organ, or the natural sensory depth perception, sensory organ stimulation experience that you, as a Jewish man or woman, or should I say, carrying the high vibrational and low vibrational aspect of the Christ conscious frequency, should be having. He has no awareness of it, and nor does Louis Farrakhan, 19 Keys, Bobby Hemmett, Nuri Mohammed, Trend Genius, Introvert Rockstar. See, I'm starting to remember these people who Introvert Rockstar. He attempts to make videos for the Chosen One, and he says, "Family, family, you got it all together, family. Your family, you're genius, family." And then, of course, you'll look at a couple pictures and you'll see he has a big old steak or, a slab of fish and some macaroni and cheese in these pictures that he's uploading onto YouTube, and, claiming, this is what I'm having dinner for tonight. And brothers and sisters, all of these people are working against you, and they are saying, brothers and sisters, I love you. I'm on your side. They want you to believe that they have your best interest at heart. And literally, these individuals, if there could be a unconscious entity attempting to appear as conscious, if there could be a archon, these individuals are them. Mark my words and believe me, if you don't take what I am saying to you as the real word, well, all I could say is you're not going to like what comes to you very soon to this planet. Okay? Stay tuned to the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show here on channel Christopher Spirit World X. I'm the Chosen One, and I am committed to the responsibility that I have been given. And I want to say thank you for joining me once again. And as always, prepare to rise. And to you individuals of the field of unconsciousness who are attempting to appear throughout the media as if you are men of conscience. As I say always, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and carry on. Oh, by the way, brothers and sisters, I don't want to forget K Reno. K Reno is Willie D's friend, Willie D. By the way, I want to also say that all of the individuals you're watching in the media cannot have an opportunity to show their asses on the world stage in the media unless they sell out their opportunity to be a part of our conscious realignment, okay? Because believe me, what does the system have to lose? The three-dimensional conscious awareness, five sensory and depth perception corporate hive mind have the negative energy transfer to lose from the Jewish middle co-creative Christ Yang conscious collective. And if they lose this negative energy transfer, they know it's over. And they know that this redemption process will be availed to. Okay? So these individuals who you're seeing in entertainment, rap, music, Tom McDonald, by the way, my Gentile brothers and sisters, he's also a part of it. Okay? Listen, do not take any of these people's advice. If you do, you will be sorry. I've been here for an hour now, and I wanted to get to my place. My place where I do my rest and relaxation, and want to get out of this location that I'm at. But I want to say thank you again for joining me, and to my haters, Louis Farrakhan, 19 Keys, Billy Carson, David Icke, and all the rest of you psychopaths. Carry on.